Alright, nerds, we're back. Had to charge my phone a little bit. My dog's running around. And I am back to teach you guys how to play the Digimon Digital Battle card game, which, kind of get that it's actually not a very hard game to learn. It's only a couple steps. It's actually very simplistic, and I'm going to show you. Got the rules next to me for a little bit of reference, but you can kind of see it right here. Now, I kind of have the deck stacked a little bit, just mostly for purposes of tutorial, but hopefully it'll work out here. So either way, the first thing anyone does is one thing you see right here. It should tell you after you get your deck, you shuffle all your cards. Well, obviously you place your rookie face down right here in the duel zone. Now, then you're going to draw 10 cards. And again, this is the full deck I have here, just as for convenience. And 1, 2, and I'll be showing you all these cards here in just a second, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So once you have your 10 cards ready, go to the next step right here, and yeah, you turn over the rookie. So I don't know what, obviously I'm doing this against an invisible opponent here, but for the purpose of this, I chose Tentomon because we have this complete evolutionary line in this set. So it's just going to make it a lot easier. And let me see if I can move this around a bit so that you can see it better. I just kind of have this sitting on top of all my Pokemon shit because I don't have room for anything. And oh yeah, you can kind of see the whole thing now. Either way, so we have our 10 cards we drew. So we got ourselves Ultra Digivolve, Metal Attack, let's see, there's Hercules Kabuterimon, 2 Digivices, red, and one that's red and green, because we'll need those to Digivolve. Although I'm going to use an alternate method a little bit later. You got Kabuterimon, Digiduel, Mega Kabuterimon, Yellow Offensive, and Counter Attack. So each of these cards will be useful in something that we need to do. So now that we've flipped over our rookie, we can attempt to go into the Digivolve stage. Now, in order to do that, we have to pick something we can Digivolve into, in which case this is Kabuterimon. And of course, our opponent doesn't need to know that yet. So we place our champion stage right there. So that's, if you guys keep going with this, after you play your rookie, draw your cards, enter the Digivolve stage, and you place your champion down there. Now, one thing we need to note is what it requires to Digivolve, and that is to send 2 cards offline, and we will get to that when it comes to it. Anyways, and I'm making sure to reference this chart just to make sure I get everything right and people aren't complaining. Anyways, then you're going to flip a coin, and we're going to assume that I win the coin flip. And let's see. The player who goes first gets to turn over the card on the Digivolve zone and places it face up on top of the card in the duel zone. So, in order to do this, we're going to flip over our Kabuterimon. And we got him right here. And then, of course, he has to send 2 cards offline. So we go here and we're going to discard 2 cards. And that's going to bring us up to Kabuterimon. Which again, you know, is something pretty decent. Something we can use a lot better. And depending, I mean, what you do Digivolve into, or if you choose not to, is going to depend entirely on what your enemy does. So, you know, keep that in mind, and there's lots of options. Now, after you finish Digivolving, you know, I mean, obviously he can go, the invisible player. And let's see, yeah, of course you can only Digivolve once per duel. So if you ever, you know, if you're familiar with Pokemon, same rule, you can only evolve once per turn, same thing here. And then of course this is when you go into the battle zone. Now, for example, let's say we're going into battle zone. Let's say we're going up against another vaccine type, which is something we're kind of not too good at, and especially if he has something strong against us. We're going to be like, well, you know, we're going to need some kind of boost, right? So what we're going to use in our place on the power board Yellow Offensive. And that's what this is going to let us do, is it's going to let us use the yellow one instead of it. And that's our strongest one, which is Electroshocker. Very good ability to have, so I'm not too worried about that. And we're going to place that face down right here on the power port. Now, next step, and I'm doing this step by step just to make it easier for everyone. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you basically got to take turns. So, you know, we're doing this. So, we got that flipped over. Yes, each power option card has an effect that you can try for an advantage of your opponent. Some power option cards have use requirements, and this one does not. Well, hold on. I'm half asleep. So, and my dog is begging to go outside again. Okay, and we're back to this. Okay, so, anyways, you got to take turns, basically, switch about going back and forth, playing power option cards until you can't anymore. And we're just going to assume that he doesn't have any, and this is it, and then I'm about to win here. Now, the winner scores depending on the rookie level. Assume he's another, I'm going to say he's just another champion. Let's say he's already won, so we're going to check. We're going to win 100 points here. So what we're going to do, thanks, Snorlax. We're just going to move Mr. Snorlax away from here so we don't knock him over again. Oh, god damn it. I just can't win sometimes. I need a better desk with more room on it because this thing's this thing is just no good. All right, so then we're gonna take our little spinner here and we're gonna turn it down to 100. So we hit 100 points. We're gonna send our power card offline now because we won. We're gonna keep all of our Digimon here in the duel zone. We're fine, but he's gonna get knocked down back to rookie. And if you ever watch a show, you notice that when a Digimon is defeated, it usually gets knocked down to not necessarily its lowest form, the rookie level. It's not the lowest form, but it's usually that unless they get their butts handed to them particularly hard. And at that point, it's basically you start all over again. So again, let's just kind of go over this step by step. You know, we're gonna have we're gonna draw back to 10 for one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 cards. So we're gonna want to draw 2 more. Draw 2 more from our deck. And by the way, remember this game, if you run out of cards, you do not lose. You shuffle your offline deck and place it back into your online. That's how this works. Anyways, and so we're going to go back to the next stage. And of course, we're going to want to power up, and we're going to keep powering up. And what we got here is Kabuterimon, or Mega Kabuterimon. So we're going to want to do that. And we're going to see his requirements is Kabuterimon plus Digivice. So we're going to take him. We're going to place him face down in the Digivolve zone. I'm sure he's going to do the same thing. And again, we're assuming that we're always winning the coin flips here and getting to go first, doing whatever it is that we're going to do. And now, so we got 2 options here. You know, you can use this card when required to Digivolve an Ultimate or Mega with a battle type of red or green. So either Vaccine or Data. This one can only be used on a Vaccine type. So this card will go down next face down. So we're going to take this one right here. We're going to take the red Digivice, and we're going to place it face down. And then, of course, once this is done, we're going to flip over our Mega Kabuterimon, reveal it, and we're going to reveal our Digivice, and we're going to put Mega Kabuterimon right here on top. And again, once this is done, oh my god, I just should have just set these aside to begin with. All right, and once we are done here, again, we are going to go into the battle phase, and let's say we want something, for some reason, we need to boost our power, so we're going to use Metal Attack as our Power Blast. And again, it doesn't matter. So say if we are using our yellow one, but for some reason, you know, it's just not cutting it, you know, that increases us from 470 to 520, which is a pretty solid power to have. And anyways, and again, say we beat him. And then after that, we discard this. We draw up to 10 again. So we're going to draw 2, 1, and 2. And we will, you know, assuming we just beat a champion, that's only 100 points. So we're going to go up to 200. And of course, now at this point, you know, we're getting pretty close to being able to Digivolve into a Mega. Now, what we're going to do is, we can't use that one, but of course, we have Hercules Kabuterimon, which is kind of our ultimate form here. So we're going to check our requirements. So we need Mega Kabuterimon plus the Digivice. So we got our Mega Kabuterimon, and we do have a Digivice. We also have another card, in case you haven't saw here, that could assist us in this. And that is Ultra Digivolve, and I believe I can use this for to Digivolve into a Mega. Let me make sure. And anyways, so Digivolve any Digimon to the next level regardless of Digivolve requirement. So yeah, it doesn't matter any kind. Place the card face down on the power port and place next level of Digimon face down in the Digivolve zone. To use this card, send the rest of your hand offline. So while that is pretty deep, it's kind of, if you don't have the requirement, you can use that. So what we're going to do, now, because I do have this, we're going to use this, but it should be noted that when you're building decks, stuff like that is really useful because that is very utilitarian. You get DNA Digivolve and you don't have the other Digimon in your hand, you can do it. It can Digivolve anything. Yes, you have to discard your hand, but remember, if you run out of cards, you do get to shuffle it back. So unless you absolutely, if you absolutely have to Digivolve to the next level, especially since when you go to Mega, you get 300 points simply for doing so. And that's going to push you closer and closer to victory. So anyways, again, we're going to flip. We've got our Hercules Kabuterimon revealed. We're going to put him right there up front. I'm going to turn over our Digivice because we're going to Digivolve him and discard that. And then we get 300 points. So that puts us at 3 to a total of 500 points on our thing. And assuming we win our battle, no matter what we fight, we're only going to get 100 points. So at the end of the turn, we have 600 points, and we're only 400 points away from victory at this point. So even if we continue on like this and they just can't draw anything, within the next 4 turns, we're going to win. And that's it, really. This game is a pretty simple game. As you can see in the rules, here are very, very basic. And it doesn't really, it doesn't really require too much either. There's not, it's a pretty small area. It doesn't, a little bit of strategy involved, but not too much. So, anyways, now that I've kind of done the little how to play section, this next part, I'm going to do the mini review. So, all right, nerds. So, yeah, I'm just going to kind of shut that off and did it so I can have a little transition effect in there. Okay, so anyways, so my thoughts on this is that, it's a pretty good game, actually. I really enjoy the art. Like, if you look at this, that looks really, really good. It's not exactly the anime art, but it's pretty close. And it's really nice, really well detailed. And you don't, it's really, really appreciable. And not to mention, the information on each card is pretty well organized. Everything you need to know right here on the card, scores, everything. You don't need anything else. You don't need a special chart. Like with DBZ, one of the big problems is that, you needed to have that chart, the power level chart, to determine, how much damage or whatever you did, and that made things a little complicated. In this case, it's just not a thing. You just have a bigger number. If you win, you just check their Digivolution level, and that's how many points you get. That simple. Very nice. It's it's a very quick game to play. You notice the first turn kind of took a little while, but as soon as we kind of got going, it was much faster and much more fluid. Obviously, it takes a little longer than that because you have your opponent making their decisions too, but it's a very quick game. And honestly, the average game, I think, would only be about 20 minutes, so this is actually like a great little convention game, especially if you just you're between 2 different things, you just want some sit down, you want to play. It's actually a great little game, and I'm honestly really sad to see that it went. There were a lot of card games during the time period, and some of them were really, really dumb and often overly complicated, and this one wasn't. This is a very simple, very elegant little system based on what's frankly a very popular franchise. It's actually sort of having a little bit of a comeback as of late, and I would love to see this game come back. I really would. Probably won't, but hey, the Dragon Ball Z trading card came back. Why not this one? I really enjoy this game, and if you can get a hold of this, I do recommend it. Though I want to move the caveat, it's really going to be more entertaining if you do enjoy Digimon. If you don't, it might be a little too simple for your taste. But even then, if you're just someone who likes a quick, fast, fun card game, this is a great one to pick up. So, I don't know, I'm not going to give it a rating system. I'm just going to be like, this is a good thing. I recommend it. So, alright, nerds, hopefully you enjoyed all this. I did have a spin. I spent almost $30 just on the deck and the pack. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I quite enjoyed it myself. So, anyways, hope you guys have a great day, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.